going on, guys? It is Sunday evening, probably around 5 o'clock, and I realized I did not get to fish all weekend. So it's going to be a short little outing. Came down to a little pond in Weston. Just going to be fishing with a small little beetle spinner. I'm going to try to cover a lot of ground pretty quick, and we can see what we can pick up out of here. All right, so it should be a good little short outing. All right, let's give it a shot. There we go. Little guy. Little bass. All right, first fish of the day. Took a while, but we got a nice little largemouth. So I'll get this guy back and then we'll keep fishing. All right, so super sunny on one side. And then if I turn around, just pouring on the other. So, guess that's South Florida for you, huh? That's a nicer fish, whatever it is. What is that? I don't know what that is. Is that a big mine cichlid or a tilapia? What is this? That is a big blue tilapia. Made one nice run and that was it. Look at this beast. Come here, dude. That is a beast of a blue tilapia. And that tiny little jig. Oh, this might just be the largest blue tilapia I've caught. So it's a beautiful fish. Haven't caught a lot of them. This is, I think, only my third ever. So this is a nice little catch. Just make sure there's, hopefully I could keep the camera dry. It is still pouring, but nice fish, especially on that little jig head. There we go, another fish on. Another little dink bass. Come here, dude. All right, cute little guy. Let's get this guy back in the water too. Another bass. Dink number 3 for the day. Smallest one of the day too. Yeah, so if you guys watch a lot of my videos, you'll probably notice that beetle spinners are one of my favorite lures to use. They're super easy to use. First of all, it's probably the best quality. Basically, all you gotta do is cast and retrieve and let the fish do all the work. They get themselves hooked. Wide variety of fish like them. Basically, honestly, at this point, I think you catch just about anything on them. I've caught, obviously, bluegill, bass, other panfish, but I've caught catfish, and then today, that tilapia was a real surprise. I mean, those things are usually vegetarians, but somehow they hit a lure anyway. And they also, it's easy to cover a large amount of water with them, which is why I like using them in new bodies of water. So basically, cast, retrieve, walk around. You can fish them almost anywhere, and they're pretty weedless. So if you're ever unsure of what lure to use, give the beetle spinner a shot. There we go, another fish on. Another little dink bass. That one got away. But yeah, so on this side of the lake at least, there's a nice little drop off, goes from about a foot to maybe 3 or 4 feet, and all my hits are coming right on the edge of that drop off. So got a couple bass like that, and then also there were a couple other fish, a nice little 2-3 pound peacock and a smaller mine cichlid that came over the edge of that little drop off to check my lure out. Just couldn't get him to hit. Oh, should have checked my knot. So I had another hit while I was talking. Looked like a little largemouth again. Swam off right with my shoot, that might have been cut, but yeah, swam off with my little beetle spinner. So gonna tie one more on, see if we can get some more fish out of here. All right, so unfortunately I was an idiot and left all of my blades in the car. I've got jigs and grubs with me, but no blades. So I tied on this little crankbait. I'll probably fish with this, maybe another half lap around this little lake or pond, and I'll call it a day after that. So a little disappointed in myself because, like I mentioned earlier, probably beetle spinners are one of my favorite ways to just one of my favorite ways to fish. Oh, there we go. Oh, how did I not hook that thing? That was in its mouth for like 2 or 3 seconds. Just set that drag a little bit, that might help. All right, a little bit of a disappointing day. I was having a good time up until I lost that beetle spinner. So pro tip number 1, anytime you catch or lose a fish, make sure right after you check your equipment, right? Because there might be a little weak spot in the knot, or your line might be frayed a little bit. So I should have done that, didn't. Ended up losing that beetle spinner, and then got no luck on the crankbait. Surprisingly, the crankbait actually got a lot more fish to follow it in, except I was only able to get one of those fish to hit it, and I still don't know how I didn't hook up with that one. But the beetle spinner, a lot less fish followed it in, but a lot more committed to biting it. So what are you gonna do sometimes, right? But not a bad day. That tilapia was a nice surprise. All right, probably the biggest blue one I've caught, and surprised to get it on a lure. Usually you got to catch those things on some dead bait. Usually vegetarians, bread usually works pretty well for them, so to get one on a lure was surprising. But that's gonna be it for tonight. Gonna head home and back to work tomorrow. So see you guys next time.